Are you ready for a roadster that changed less than you expected? And that might be exactly why it works. Because BMW just brought the 2026 Z4. And the biggest twist is what they didn't change. Before you write it off, wait until you hear what it still does better than most rivals. Here's the deal. This Z4 sticks with the classic formula that made it fun in the first place. Long hood, short rear, low stance, clean lines. The kidney grille gets small tweaks, the lights look sliver, and the bumpers are tidied up for better airflow. Nothing wild, nothing shouty, but it looks tight and expensive from every angle. If you wanted a shock redesign, this isn't it. If you wanted a refined roadster with real presence, you're gonna nod when you see it roll by. Now the question a lot of you have is simple. Did BMW play it too safe? Or did they double down on the parts that matter when you're actually behind the wheel? Because car fans don't just want screens and gimmicks. They want feel, balance, and power that makes you grin at a green light. Let's talk inside. The cabin stays familiar on purpose. You get a 10.25-inch touchscreen running iDrive with navigation, phone, and media that just work. Controls are laid out for the driver first, materials feel premium, not flashy, space is what you expect in a two-seater roadster, and the 9.9 cubic feet of storage is enough for weekend bags if you pack smart. It doesn't chase the latest trend inside, and that will bug some people. But for drivers who care about the road more than a software demo, this choice makes sense. Power is where the Z4 speaks loud. The S-Drive 30i gives you 255 horsepower and a 0 to 60 time of 5.2 seconds. That is quick enough to make a commute feel like a test drive. The M40i is the one that turns your head. 382 horsepower, 0 to 60 in 3.9 seconds, and a sound that makes you lift off just to hear the burble. Both are expected to use an automatic that snaps off shifts cleanly. A manual might show up on lower trims, but that's not confirmed. Against cars like the Audi TT Roadster, the M40i has a clear power edge, and you feel that every time you pass half throttle. Here's where things get a bit more careful. Tech and safety are solid, not headline grabbing. Think lane departure warning, automatic emergency braking, blind spot watch, and likely adaptive cruise control. Parking help should make tight spots easy. BMW isn't promising hands-free tricks or big self-driving stories here. This car is about you, the wheel, and the next corner. So what happens when you put it all together? You get a roadster that looks familiar, feels sorted, and goes hard when you ask it to. It is not trying to be the trendiest toy on your street. It is trying to be the car you choose over and over because it drives the way you like. If you're coming from a track toy, you'll want the M40i for the punch and response. If you want style and speed without going all in, the S-Drive 30i hits that sweet spot. Either way, the balance and chassis poise should be the real reasons you buy a Z4 in the first place. The key moment is this. You slip into the seat, drop the top, and point the nose at an empty on-ramp. You feel the front end bite, the body stay calm, and the drivetrain push you forward like it was made for that stretch of pavement. No feature list can fake that, and that is where this car aims to win. What about price? It starts at $67,625, which plants it right in the premium roadster space. Value will depend on options and how BMW packages the trims, but the core is strong. If you want more screens per inch, you will find other choices. If you want a dialed-in roadster that still respects your time behind the wheel, the Z4 makes its case. Here's the bottom line. The 2026 BMW Z4 is not a revolution. It is a careful evolution built around performance, handling, and a clean driver-first cabin. Some will call that safe. Drivers might call that smart. The real verdict comes after a proper test drive. But on paper, the Z4 stays true to what a roadster should be.